A coalition of major news organizations is challenging as unconstitutional Pentagon rules that were used in May to ban 4 reporters from covering military commissions at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. In a letter to Pentagon General Counsel Jay Johnson, the organizations argue that the Pentagon's interpretation of the rules is, quote, plainly illegal because it bars publication of information considered protected, even if the information is already widely known and publicly available. The organizations include McClatchy newspapers, the Associated Press, Dow Jones and Company, the New York Times, Reuters, and Washington Post. The Pentagon has agreed to lift the ban on the 4 reporters on August the 5th, but the organizations say that isn't enough, noting that the hearing the reporters were covering resumes on July the 12th. A Pentagon spokesman says that they have received the letter but declined further comment. The case stems from a hearing for Omar Khadr, a Canadian who's been held at the offshore detention camp since he was seized in Afghanistan at the age of 15 after allegedly throwing a grenade that killed a U.S. soldier. Miami Herald reporter Carol Rosenberg and 3 Canadian journalists published the name of a witness that the government had said should be identified as Interrogator Number 1. The name of the witness, former Army Sergeant Joshua Klaus, had been known for years after he voluntarily gave newspaper interviews in Canada, denying that he'd abused Khadr. Klaus had also been convicted by a U.S. court-martial of abusing detainees in Afghanistan and sentenced to 5 months in prison. Attorney David Schultz said, quote, "We don't dispute their authority to restrict information to protect national security and witnesses, but they can't exercise that authority to prohibit reporters who happen to be in Guantanamo from reporting information that is known to the rest of the world."